football.
And they say Pep Guardiola invented tiki-taka. This is a team goal. Salutations all, it's your boy No Trim Niren. We're back once again with yet another installment of FTW, and this of course is the series where I bring to you the best and more frequently the worst of what football has to offer online and on social media during the course of the last week. I can't lie to you boys, it's been a tough 7 days in the UK. Lockdown is on the horizon again, and thus so is 47-year-old parents of 3 fighting over Tesco's own loo rolls again. Fuck's sake, I was here first. You don't need any more, Janine. I saw you buy 9 rolls last weekend. The Instagram challenges are going to be back. You're about to see more kick-ups than an under-16s Arsenal training session. In fact, it's been a busy week for all of the world's best on-the-ball players. Argentina faced Bolivia during the international break. Lionel Messi ended up in a scrap with Bolivian striker Marcelo Martins. He claimed the forward would end up in the 3rd division of Brazilian football eventually because of how bad his club team had become. It caused all sorts of carnage. They had to be broken apart. Argentinian fans actually hiked to extreme altitudes just to be able to see him scrap with a man equal in terms of international trophies. I've never seen the man this angry. He's coming like Chip versus Stormzy right now. Oh my, just shut up. Where do you know me from? Nah, seriously, where do you actually know me from? I'm quite an obscure forward. I don't know why we're even. At least Leo actually got a reply, unlike Chip. Gang signs and Ed. Am I right? Meanwhile, it's been a bit more of a hectic week for Cristiano Ronaldo. That is a massive understatement. The Juventus and Portuguese forward has tested positive for coronavirus just a handful of days after an international game up against France. Rennes teenager Eduardo Camavinga was proud to have been able to swap shirts with the Portuguese legend. He even took to his Snapchat saying that he wasn't even gonna wash the shirt because he wanted it to stay authentic as match worn. You may want to wash it now, Eduardo, I'll be honest with you, big man. Cristiano's exchange with Mbappe was a talking point as well. You still got those posters in your room, yeah? Yeah. I mean, nah, mate. Nah, they're different posters now. To be fair to the lad, Kylian Mbappe's track and trace is gonna be an absolute mess now. Although, equally, he seems like he's more concerned about other things. This fucking dickhead. Now I've got to do my hair again. Swedish forward Dejan Kulusevski was very concerned about coming up against Ronaldo, saying that really nothing could stop him. I mean, so you could argue
in big trouble.
We really should have seen this coming. Corona, Ronaldo, like coincidence? I think not. The Wolves squad is going to be in trouble here as well, isn't it, realistically? Neves, Moutinho, Silva. I can't wait to see the starting lineup for the next fixture. One of his Juve teammates, Giorgio Chiellini, was able to offer incredible insight into the situation, saying, I spoke to him, he was sunbathing. To be fair, it is unlikely to hold him or his family back. He'll still be in the gym. He'll still be forcing his son to be in the gym. Dad, it's 11:30 p.m. and I'm still doing shoulders and chest. What happened to the curfew? I want to see more effort. I want to see more passion. Do you think your muscles are really going to stop for Corona? I mean, if I die, then potentially. Workout shares multiple letters with Corona, so... I just want to eat dinner, Dad. Elsewhere, with it being an international break, you could expect the week to be drier than a Molly May roast dinner, and you'd be correct. England have somehow managed to provide even less seasoning than that. Whilst the results against Wales and Belgium were both positive, though slightly fortuitous, such an exciting squad playing football you'd expect to see in a cemetery is so depressing. I've had enough of it, honestly. Gareth Southgate has had some good times, yeah, but it's time to face the facts. He's Mark Hughes with a GQ membership and a 15% discount at Marks and Spencer's. 3 right backs and 3 holding midfielders in one team. He's gonna be gutted when he comes across Twitter girls with no DMs in their bio. Honestly, I can't believe it. Tactics like this got Unai Emery ran out of London. The difference is that one doesn't get laughed at when they're asked what part of the day 6:30 p.m. is.
Good evening.
The only thing coming home next summer should be Gareth Southgate to an envelope with a P45 in it. We may have got a Corona Nando's tier system wisdom for what's going on in life right now. I think it could be applied to the England national team. Talking about everyone in the arts retraining. Retrain Fatima to be a better football coach than Gareth Southgate is. Connor Cody scored against Wales as well, which means you're never going to hear the end of that from old Gazza. Jack Grealish doesn't stand a chance anymore. So, Gareth, obviously with the incredible form that Jack is in after his result against Liverpool, can you offer any explanation as to why he wasn't started? Well, quite frankly, I think you're doing a massive disservice to Connor Cody here, who's been extremely strong and stable at the back. I just think it's extremely unfair on you, almost, to not even ask a question. You've answered 7 questions about Connor Cody already, Gareth. I think we should move. To be honest, Germany aren't faring too much better. In fact, it's fair to say they've reached an all-time low because of Joachim, like, the manager. They drew 3-3 with Switzerland in an absolute goal fest, to be fair. It's 1 win in 10, I believe now, for Germany in the UEFA Nations League, which is a catastrophic return for a team of that sort of quality. But what more do you expect from a man whose nasal matter is 50% of his diet? Timo Werner and Kai Havertz combined and linked up well for goals apiece. Glad they do it here and not in the Premier League. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm actually not bitter about that at all. I don't know why you think. To be fair, they were excellent going forward. Defensively, perhaps leaving a little bit to be desired though. Staying on the international vibe, and Israel faced the Czech Republic this week. Their goalkeeper didn't have the greatest of times either. Luxembourgish midfielder, I've always wanted to say the word Luxembourgish. Luxembourgish midfielder Olivier Thiel was introduced to their international match. In the 93rd minute, he managed to get sent off in the 95th. How do you even do that? Whilst European minnows San Marino claimed their first ever away point in a competitive match by drawing on the road against Liechtenstein. It's actually an impressive feat considering the country is 61.2 kilometers squared in size. Pretty much everywhere in the globe is away from home, so the fact that it's taken this long is incredible. But in all fairness, it is a great achievement, and their Twitter account was absolutely loving life. Meanwhile, over in South America, and Richarlison was also on international duty with a new trim that looks like it's been measured with a protractor and a trigonometry set. Closer to home, and given the re-signing of Gareth Bale, Tottenham posted at how it started versus how it's going. Southampton, however, were quick to remind them how it really started. It's a shithousery award for the Saints. There's news coming out of Chelsea that N'Golo Kanté's future may be in doubt, given the fact there's supposedly tension between himself and Frank Lampard, the manager. I find this mad. It's physically impossible to have any kind of tension with N'Golo Kanté. Just look at him. If he was punched, he would calmly apologise for placing his head there. One Leeds fan had his application for the Nelson's column to be replaced by a 50-foot statue of Patrick Bamford rejected by the government this week. There was cause for concern for Manchester City fans when their club's Twitter account got suspended. I'm guessing they just didn't read the terms and conditions. You gotta be at least, like, what, 16 years old to have a Twitter account, so they're not. Meanwhile, Paddy Power opened up a shop called Woodward's in the light of Manchester United's failed transfer window, with slogans such as "look but don't buy" on the site. I can't believe this. Do you find yourself looking at things you don't have any intention on buying? Then Woodward's is the place for you. Are you more of a fan of your Jadon Sancho bid being Jade off? Partial to an Ousmane Dembele bid? That one was terrible. Visit now and get a complimentary glazed donut. It looks brilliant but has no jam on the inside because we're all about disappointment here. And you can even pay for them via installments and additional fees. Visit today. In the face of complaints, Pakistan's Prime Minister came out with a quote this week that is so astonishing, I just can't believe it happened. To paraphrase, he said, "At least you're not being led by Harry Maguire." Surely this is a record when a player is so bad that they've become a political agenda. The Apprentice's as Lord Sugar found himself abroad in a kit store, talking about how he could only find Tottenham kits and not Arsenal ones. Probably because you were in a Nike store, and Arsenal's kits are Adidas. Alan, I can't lie to you. And Everton manager Carlo Ancelotti has received a facelift on FIFA 21. I say facelift because there can only be Botox involved. What have they done to this man? Hello all, and welcome to The Beautiful Game, the segment where we take a look at the poetic and brilliant side of the game that we love. We are back by popular demand for yet more glorious beauty.
Щербаков продолжается. Щербаков. Вот это сейчас какой случайно фантастический мяч залетает в ворота.
And that concludes The Beautiful Game. Bayern Munich defender David Alaba has reportedly agreed a deal that sees him move to Juventus on a pre-contract agreement this summer. Where have I seen this before? I just can't put my finger on it. Meanwhile, over in Poland, now over to South America, and I realise flair and attacking are usually the main components of Brazilian football, but there has to be at least some kind of defending going on. Cruzeiro, what are you doing here? Unknown destination next, and we've got someone about to take a corner, but in need of some kind of refreshment beforehand. Even the guy on the sideline's got a glass of wine. Is everybody an alcoholic here? Over in Serbia, and we've got this absolute gem. And again, I believe in South America, we've got the following, which I just don't understand. Now, though, it is time for Still at 0-0, and you guys know the score by now. This is the segment where I bring to you the best of Sunday League and amateur football. Today, we have got something absolutely classic. We've got a fixture between the mighty Beckenham Town and Erith Town FC here, and it seems like one of the goalkeepers has had a little bit too little to do during the course of the game.
I was going to record, but it's a bit weird to record a man having a piss. Got to shake to make sure he touches the football with the...
How bad are the other team? The opposition goalie is literally taking a piss behind a goal, and you still haven't put it in the back of the net. On to the weird stuff though now. In the Russian third tier now, and FK Strogino are playing a fixture away from home against Yuzhno-Sakhalinsk. I think I've pronounced that right. Now this is like the main city over way on the eastern side of Asia, which means they have a 9,000-kilometer trip just to get there, and it takes approximately 125 hours to get there via car. Now in Romania, and a footballer by the name of Denis Alibek was announced as a new signing for a Saudi Arabian club called Al Qadisiyah. That sounds all well and good until he was announced 2 days later as a Kayserispor player in Turkey. Sure, at some point, surely he's got to decide where he wants to go. Over in Uruguay, in a game between Salto and Cerro went to the 145th minute of the game because one side scored a last-minute goal to draw. The referee, however, pulled up for an infringement and then spent half an hour on VAR trying to work out whether it should be a goal or not before just calling off the game entirely. And what's worse is this is the decision in the background. To me, it's pretty cut and dry. I don't think I know any situation where I would need 30 whole minutes to decipher whether something is a foul, let alone this. We've got a very interesting technique of defending going on in the background. Wouldn't necessarily recommend this for everybody. A former Barcelona youth product has legally changed his name to Goku, the main character in Dragon Ball. And finally, I just want to say an actual shout out ending on a positive note. So firstly, Marcus Rashford for receiving an MBE, quite rightfully, for his work that he's been doing this year and previous. And also Robinho, who's re-signed for Santos in Brazil on minimum wage so that the team doesn't have to spend much for him to play. Good stuff from them. I'm glad there's at least some positivity in 2020. But that is going to wrap up football this week, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then feel free to slap a like on the video and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialFNG on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye. Bye.